As you guys know, I have been a huge proponent for indie FPS, indie games in general, from the early days of, Ground Branch and 0 Hour to Squad. I love covering and playing games that don't usually see mainstream appeal. Now, the risk with these games is they may struggle to find a player base that can sustain themselves. In the case of a game like Due Process, it's essentially all but dead, and there's no real way for the devs to crawl that one back. Caliber is another one that has struggled to find the staying power that it needs to continue on. And it's unfortunate because these games are pretty good games in their own rights. Another game that I covered and championed for a long time is Shatterline, a game that merged a PvE roguelike co-op mode with a ton of different PvP competitive modes that had awesome visuals for an indie title, a smooth player controller. Like, it had everything that you could ask for outside of a player base. Like, the game slapped for a time when people were actually playing the shit out of it, and I loved the game. So, now we get to the bad part. Don't worry, guys, Shatterline is not shutting down, although I kind of wish it was at this point. So June 15th rolls around and the Shatterline developers put a post out on their Steam community forums, and the title of the post is Shatterline Retirement and Launch Preparations. And it caught me off guard. I didn't realize we were, getting out of early access. This is kind of cool. We're thrilled to share that an exciting new stage is on the horizon for Shatterline and that we're concluding early access and preparing for a full launch. Over the past 2 years, we've received a ton of invaluable feedback and insightful data from our dedicated community. We did our best to keep up with it, and we're eager to do so in the future. During this time, we've also engaged in exciting conversations with new partners and brands that we're going to be folding into the experience to expand the Shatterline universe. Our team is eager to introduce new mechanics that we believe will be incredibly exciting and rewarding for our players. However, maintaining live operations while simultaneously building these new features is challenging. To focus entirely on this new development, we're retiring the game for the foreseeable future. Make sure to follow us closely as we'll be sharing exciting new updates over the coming months. We can't wait to reveal the full potential of Shatterline, and not even an ongoing war could stop us. This is obviously in reference to the fact that the developers are from Ukraine and there is an ongoing war going on. So what happens now? End of monetization effective immediately. All in-game purchases are going to be disabled. That's a good thing. The game's currently free to play. It has microtransactions. Not anymore. Free access until shutdown, so you can actually play the game until the servers close on August 1st, 2024. They're also launching the last free season pass with content from the previous seasons, and if you wish to get a refund, refunds for every player who made a purchase in Shatterline only in the past 15 days, so from June 1st onwards, you can get a refund. But the question is so who are these new partners? What are these new mechanics? What is actually coming to the game? Well, it's not good at all. I received an email this morning that tipped me off to some information. What first caught this person's eye, who's going to remain anonymous, is the fact that many of the employees at FragLab, who are the developers of this game, have recently left the company. The LinkedIn charts are showing FragLab has dropped 28% in terms of their total headcount in the last 6 months. There's several individual devs posting about looking for new roles that you guys can see on screen here. And when you look into it, yeah, there's quite a few people who have left the studio, but why? Well, the answer is because of this company right here, who apparently follows me on Twitter. I'm guessing because of this. Faraway GG. They are known for building interoperable player-driven universes. So essentially, NFTs. And they have announced as of 23 hours ago that they are bringing NFTs to Shatterline. Yes, that is right. Shatterline is being turned into a crypto game. And what's crazy is, like, public reports from back in 2022 put the game's budget at around $15 million. But a representative of Faraway in their Discord has claimed the game has been developed for over $100 million, 200 plus people, and over 6 years in development. And apparently these HVs are drones that you're eventually going to be able to use as a companion within the PvE expedition mode. So they're giving you a use case for your shitty JPEGs. And some of these JPEGs, you know, looking at the cheapest on OpenSea are around like $160, all the way up to like 9 or 10 ETH, which is equivalent to around 32,000 US dollars for a drone in a game that's dead. Now, the Discord community mods are banning people in their Discord for expressing their distaste, obviously, with this NFT bullshit, while the remaining developers left on the team have been kind of quiet. A user on Twitter asked if the game is going to be free to play or only for, you know, HVMTL NFT holders, and Faraway responds and says, for everybody, the game is going to be free to play, but if you have one of their HVMTLs, you're going to be able to use their HVs in PvE, which is a big advantage. So, I mean, just openly admitting that, you know, it's essentially pay to win. And then on the Faraway Discord, they kind of go into what they're going to be doing. So NFTs will grant access to the HVs used in Expedition mode as a companion to enhance the gameplay experience, plus help players to complete objectives, etc., etc. They're also adding a lot of rewards. They're adding competitive PvE/PvP prize pools, so like dollar amount prize pools that will grow over time. All this for the player and doesn't require an NFT to play, but will bring more players to Shadowline. Now, they say that the gameplay will remain intact. They're not messing with the competitive game balance or adding stuff that would damage competitive play. We're integrating the new IP into Shadowline worlds as well, which will build on the story and add cool new content to the experience. So the merging of Shadowline and Faraway's, interoperable, player-driven economy is already well underway. Now, back in 2022, there was a comment on their Discord that has been archived here where a user has asked, this is as of August 5th, 2022, are you planning to add NFT technology to your game? To which the developer responded, no. A month later, that developer also responded about the skin economy within the game. He says the game has a skin economy. We're not building anything like that. No gambling, no NFTs, no nothing like that. That was, again, back in September of 2022. Yet as of now, one of the crypto developers at Faraway, the ones working on the team, they say, we've been working with Shadowline on a Web3 integration for 2 years. But first priority for both player and our teams was getting the game in front of players early and building with the community, which means the developers actively lied in an attempt to show their game off to the public without disclosing anything related to NFTs, getting people on board, taking their fucking money in terms of microtransactions, and then pulling the rug out and shilling for this NFT crypto garbage. Now look, as you guys can see on screen, I have a fucking weapon charm in the game. I enjoyed it so much, and I covered it back in the day that the devs reached out back then and were like, hey, we love what you're doing. Let's fucking do it. Hey, let's fucking not. As of this morning, I reached out. Take me out of the fucking... I want nothing to do with this. You knew for 2 years that this was going to happen. Pretty much ever since you launched into early access, people have asked you if this is going to happen because we're wary of shit like this. You lied, and now you're doing it anyway when the game is at its worst spot in terms of its player numbers ever. When I first heard the news, I was just like, you know what, this fucking sucks, but maybe this is like a last-ditch effort, for them to try to keep their business afloat because the game's dying. But then I find out you've been doing it for 2 years and you haven't told anybody. That's fucking ridiculous. On top of the fact that none of this was even disclosed to that community, you guys put this post out, vague mentions of partners and new mechanics, but you didn't have the fucking balls to face these people who have supported you for 2 years and tell them what's really going on. You posted this on Steam, but failed to mention that the game is actually going to be relaunched on Epic only because Steam doesn't allow this kind of shit, which is most likely why you're shutting the game down and quote-unquote retiring it. In my opinion, the trust factor in terms of like early access has been all but eroded. There are developers who can do it right, but then you get fucking people like this who have taken advantage of their community, not disclosed future plans for NFT integration. You won't refund the people who supported you to get this far just to watch you fucking kill this game with bullshit updates and changes that nobody fucking asked for. And then on top of it, now you're going to just spit in the face of everybody who backed you in the early days. Fuck yourself. To the community that did stick around in hopes that these guys would turn it around, I give kudos to you regardless, because I think you, like me, saw a lot of potential in what this game could be. Knowing the developers' intentions all throughout this time makes me fucking disgusted that I even bothered giving them the light of day. I genuinely hope that this game falls flat on its face when it goes to Epic, and I hope they lose their fucking ass on that $100 million investment. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts down below in a comment. My name is Big Fry, and I'll see you on the next one.